Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 5:33 on this Thursday. Welcome to ASTV Productions coverage of the Manitoba and Saskatchewan Winter Provincial Championships here from the Pan Am Pool. I am going to be your play-by-play commentator for all of the meets this weekend. Graham Forsyth, happy to be back. Broadcasted the provincials back in February. Happy to be back here at the Pan Am Pool for a very exciting, jam-packed weekend of swimming. In tonight's first meet of the Sask Winter Provincial Championships, we will be seeing 6 events. And this first event, it will be the prelims, and we'll be seeing 11 heats. It will be the girls' 200-meter individual medley. So with this being a different pool from the last time that we did broadcast, we broadcasted in the last pool last time, in the other pool last time, as Pan Am has 2 different pool situations here. But to go 50 meters in the other pool that we did broadcast in, you have to go start to the other end, to back to the start, to complete the 50 meters. But here they're just going to be going start all the way to the end, and that will count as the 50 meters. We got some interesting stuff that's going to be happening here tonight. We're going to have every single lane occupied except for the first and 8th lane in this first heat coming up in the girls' 200-meter individual medley prelims. Heat 1 of 11. We will be seeing Emila Hotch in lane 2 of the gold swim team from Saskatchewan, Abby Gignac of the TBT swim team from Ontario, Mila Kakmarski from the FS team from Saskatchewan, Gabrielle Bergeron from the Manitoba Marlins swim team will be in lane 5. Noella Champagne will be in lane 6. And Sophie Marshall will be in lane 7. Champagne and Marshall both being from the Manitoba Marlins swim team. And that was a club that did really good. I'm not too sure, but I think they might have ranked first in the first provincial championships that we broadcasted this year on the network. So expect some more strong performances from the Manitoba Marlins swim team coming up this weekend. And since this is the Sask Winter Provincial Championships, we will be not only seeing swimmers from Manitoba, but swimmers from Saskatchewan coming in. And there are also swimmers from the province of Ontario as well. So that is interesting too. But we are almost set to get underway here for the first meet, the first heat of the day, the 200-meter individual medley. Our apologies if we do have some lag in the cameras. We are facing some technical difficulties to do with our Wi-Fi. We are looking to sort that out throughout this weekend, throughout the next 4 days. Once again, I'm your play-by-play commentator, Graham Forsyth. Happy to be here on this Thursday night. Hopefully everyone's doing good at home. And from the last provincials that we ended up broadcasting, we do appreciate the kind words that were being sent our way from the viewers. And of course, we're on Facebook, so you can like and share there. If you want to share this with friends and family who may be interested in seeing some swimming, feel free to do that. And it also just lets us know that we're getting some good feedback as well, which is great. So like and share on Facebook. We're also broadcasting this on Twitter at Amateur Sports TV. You can go there to watch it, as well as on our website at astvproductions.com or amateursports.tv. Either one of those you type in on your browser will bring you to the same place. But yeah, many places to watch it. It is free to watch, so tell your friends, tell your family that ASTV Productions will be broadcasting all 4 of the days, all 4 of the meets here for the championships here, the Sask Provincial Championships from Pan Am Pool. Of course, we will be broadcasting morning sessions tomorrow as well. We'll be having full play-by-play throughout all of the evening sessions for this weekend. Just taking a look at what we got on tap for today. So 11 heats of the girls 200-meter individual medley. Then those will be the prelims. Then we'll have the boys 200 meter individual medley prelims as well. So there will only be 9 heats there. Then we will also have the mixed 100 meter backstroke or breaststroke and 50 meter breaststroke multi-class. We'll have 2 heats there coming up later. That will be event 3. Event 5 will be the finals for the girls 1500 meter freestyle. And we'll finish off with 2 heats of the boys 1500 meter freestyle. You're getting some applause here. Not too sure why, but it's great to see all the faces in the crowd here tonight. Great to see all the spectators here to come watch tonight. I know that there's a bunch of athletes behind us right now watching in attendance as well. Want to wish all of the athletes here competing in the championships in this Man Sask Winter Provincial Championship this weekend the best of luck. It looks like right now we are just getting some round of applause for the volunteers. A huge reason why this is able to go on. But as mentioned here before, folks, earlier on in this broadcast, we are starting off with the 200 meter individual medley for the girls. And competing in this first heat, in terms of age, it will be the youngest swimmer from the Manitoba Marlins Swim Club is Sophie Marshall. And the oldest is Abby Gignac from the TBT swim team in Ontario. And I will also have all the confirmation of what the actual way you pronounce the swim clubs of these, where these swimmers are coming from. I don't know what TBT stands for. Oh, that could stand for Throwback Thursday. But jokes aside, I will get clarification on all the swim names for you guys, all the swim team names throughout this weekend. But we are almost set to get underway. I heard an announcement earlier while these swimmers were warming up.
Reach your bag and move it. I gotta go that way and then I can't.
And that was the Canadian National Anthem playing. And it looks like we are about set to get underway here for this first meet. The swimmers approaching the diving platforms. approaching the edge of the pool, getting set to start off the first heat in what is to be a very exciting weekend in store for swimming here from the Pan Am pool. And they're off a platform into the pool. And it is, right now with the lead, it is looking in lane 3 to be Abby Gignac from Ontario. In second, it is tough to tell right now, but it looks like in lane 6, it is Noella Champagne trying to gain distance. It is in lane 4, Kakmarski as well, but she looks to be in third right now. In the lead with a strong start is Abby Gignac. And Abby Gignac through the first 50 meters here into the backstroke portion of this 200-meter individual medley. She is out in front, followed by in second in the 6th lane, Noella Champagne. But it is indeed in the 3rd lane right now, Abby Gignac, who is leading the way. Trying to gain some distance. She's well out in second place right now in this heat so far. This is the prelims, but it is Noella Champagne who's gaining some good distance, but still out in front, it is Abby Gignac. And into the last 100 meters here. It is still Abby Gignac out in front. In second still is Noella Champagne, who's moved into third now, is in lane 4, and that is Mila Kakmarski. Trailing behind her in fourth right now in this first heat of the prelims for the 200 individual meter medley. The 200 meter individual medley. Right now that's Gabrielle Bergeron in fourth place. And Abby Gignac really distancing herself right now from the other swimmers. Is still Champagne out in second, but gaining good ground on her in that 4th lane is Mila Kakmarski. And now, here we go. Looks down to the final stretch of this race. Will Champagne be able to catch Gignac? It does not seem that way. And Abby Gignac looking to finish strong here. It is in that 6th lane, Noella Champagne trying to catch up and potentially get first, but I think Gignac a bit too strong for Champagne. Champagne finishes in second. In terms of third, who's going to get there first? And in third, it's going to be Gabrielle Bergeron finishing. She was in the 5th lane. And in the 4th lane, finishing in 4th, Mila Kakmarski. And just want to let you all know here tonight, we are having some problems with our connection in terms of lag and how our cameras are working. Just got a notification or a notice message from my boss that we have lost one of our cameras. Our main camera has had quite a bit of lag as well. But it seems like it's gotten a bit better. We are into the next race here, the 2nd heat. And as you can see on the board there, those are the swimmers that are competing. And starting off here in the 1st lane, it's tough to tell who's out in front right now. It is in the 5th lane, and that is Edelman of the Rod Swim team from Saskatchewan. And right now it is Edelman out in front in the 5th lane, keeping good distance with her. In that 7th lane is Maggie Bogdan. And in fact, it is still in that 5th lane, Edelman, who is out in front, gaining distance on her by just a bit. looking to be in the 7th lane of Maggie Bogdan. Also gaining good distance in the 1st lane of the gold swim team from Saskatchewan is Catherine Gebhardt. But still out in front in lane number 5 is Stephanie Edelman. And for Stephanie Edelman, she is one of the older swimmers in this group. Her and Gebhardt, both 13 years old, the oldest swimmers, both coming from Saskatchewan. There's only one Manitoba swimmer in this whole heat, in this second heat out of the 11 in the prelims for the girls 200-meter individual medley. That is Chloe Park in lane 8. But right now ahead, it is still in lane number 5 of Stephanie Adelman. But gaining distance on her in lane 1, the other 13-year-old in Catherine Gebhardt. But we will be going into the last 50 meters of the race here coming up. And it will depend on the push-off. They are into the freestyle portion of their strokes for this individual medley. And it is going to come down to lane number 1 and lane number 5 in this race. Who's it going to be, Gebhardt or Adelman? Looks like Adelman has a bit of a cushion right now on Gebhardt, but Gebhardt looking to finish strong. Gebhardt looks like she might catch her now. Will be interesting. Who is going to get the better finish here? The stronger finish. Looks like it's going to be lane 5. Looks like she's going to seal it. Adelman looks like she's going to take this race here. And that she does. And you can see the times here coming up on the board. Gebhardt was close, but could not quite best. The other 13-year-old here in this heat, Avery Hull, in the 3rd lane, coming in 3rd. Piper Lejbach coming in 4th. She was in the 6th lane. And you can see all the other names here on the board. Of course, if you do hear some noisemakers, some banging in the background, that is because the students here, they've come out spirited. Not the students, the swimmers, as I should say. They've come out spirited, making noise for their fellow teammates. You absolutely love to see it, all the support here. Great to see all the faces in the crowd. Some wearing masks, some not wearing masks. And it seems like things seem to be getting back to looking like they're getting back to normal a bit here in the province of Manitoba, which is so nice to see. We are into the 3rd heat now of the individual medley, the 200-meter individual medley. And 8 swimmers, all lanes filled in this one. And starting off out in first place, it is going to be in lane 6, Madison Kyer. And in terms of second, I believe she is in the 3rd lane of Bourgois, the TVT Swim Club from Ontario. In the 6th lane, the leader right now from the CSL from Ontario as well. So looking in terms of the Ontario talent in this heat, 3 swimmers, Sierra Bourgois in lane number 3 and lane number 6, and Madison Kyer, and in lane 7, Aiden Nisela, all from Ontario. But right now, in lane 6, it is Madison Kyer out in front coming up into 100 meters in this race very soon here. And a bit of a weight there on the push-off from Kyer. Let's see if that will affect her. So not sure if she lost momentum off of that. But right now in lane number 3, looking really good so far in this race. Maybe benefited from that delayed stop and turn from Kyer. but it is Burgoyce, and I apologize if I do butcher this name, but Burgoyce in lane number 3, the swimmer in lane 3 from the TVT team from Ontario, out in front right now. It's still Kyer who has a good chance to win this race, as she looks to be pretty much, well, it will actually depend on the push off the turn here. We'll get a strong one. Kyer has to hurry up. Who's going to give it here? Burgoyce in that third lane, giving it her all right now. All swimmers giving it their all. Gaining some ground is JC Lutz in that second lane, but will it be Burgoyce who wins it? Kyer falling behind. It's between Burgoyce and Lutzy in lanes 2 and 3. Who is going to take it in this race? It looks to be Burgoyce. And will it be her in lane 3? And it looks and seems to be, and yes, it will be lane 3 capturing this win in this third heat of the 11 in the girls 200 meter individual medley. And lanes 3, 2, and 1 all finishing in the top 3 there. Madison Kyer, after the strong start in the first 100 meters, fell off just a bit and ended up finishing out of the top 3 in that heat. We are now going into the next heat here. The fourth heat. Some familiar faces. Julia Pedroza, Mari Joyelle, and Magnus, as well as Claire McCallum. Claire McCallum from the Manta swim team. Might want to keep an eye out for her, but a lot of strong swimmers seemingly in this fourth heat here of the 200 meter individual medley. And in fact, to start off strong here in lane number 5 is Claire McCallum. Julia Pedroza as well, looking like she is gaining some ground on McCallum. And looks like it might be Pedroza actually out in front at this point, but it is tough to tell from where I am standing. And Pedroza getting a good push off in second right now. Trailing her is Claire McCallum. In third place at this point, Sophie Vanaski of the says the Rella is what her swim team is up on the board. She is from Ontario and coming in with a good time here. The best time out of all of the swimmers is Maddie Giardetti, who was in the fourth lane. But right now it is Julia Pedroza was taking care of business in this race. In second by just under 3 seconds, Claire McCallum. So McCallum having some distance to catch up. This next 50 meters so important. In third at this point is Sophie Vanaski. In fourth, who came in with the best time, is Maddie Giardetti. But right now, it's looking like Julia Pedroza, barring something big to happen, looks like she will take it. It does depend on the turn, though. Claire McCallum here, looks like she won't make it easy. She is behind by just a bit right here. And it does depend on this push off, the strong push there by Pedroza. And now also on her way back in the last 50 meters is Claire McCallum. Claire McCallum looking to gain some ground here. Trailing in the water right now on Julia Pedroza. Pedroza with a strong looking stroke here to potentially finish in first. Claire McCallum ain't going to stop either. But it looks like it will be Julia Pedroza coming down to the wire here. Pedroza looks like she will take this race, and that indeed she will. Claire McCallum coming in second place in this heat, in this race, in the prelims for the 200 meter individual medley for the female Sophie Vanaski in lane 7 coming in at third, and Ann Magnus of the Manitoba Marlins swim team coming in at fourth place. And you can see the rest of the results there up on the board. That is up on our screen as well. We're going into heat number 5 out of 11 now for the prelims for the girls 200 meter individual medley. And the oldest swimmer in this group, Kea Joyelle from the Manitoba Marlins swim team, will be in lane 7. All 8 lanes are filled and they're off. And interesting to see here the mix of Saskatchewan swimmers and Manitoba swimmers in a heat together. There are 4 Saskatchewan swimmers in this heat, 3 Manitoba swimmers, and an Ontario swimmer. That Ontario swimmer in lane number 2, Haley McDonald. And right now in lane number 6 is Sadie Anderson from Saskatchewan. She is a 14-year-old. Youngest swimmers in this group. Godbout in lane 3, she is 12 years old, along with Zoe Zimonik, who's also 12 years old. But looking at this race right now, in this 5th heat, in lane number 6, out in front at this point, into the backstroke portions of things to finish off this first 100 meters of this 200-meter individual medley, is in fact Sadie Anderson. And really having a good lead here to start off. So right now, in first place, Sadie Anderson in this heat, followed by Jacqueline Zutiak. In third, in the 5th lane of the Manta Swim Club, is Martina Barcina. But out in front right now, in lane 6, Sadie Anderson. In second, in lane 5, it will be Martina Barcina. In lane number 1, Jacqueline Zutiak. But it is in lane number 6 right now, Sadie Anderson, not Sophie Anderson, Sadie Anderson, out in front. She goes into her final 50 meters of her race. Having the best chance to catch her at this point in lane 5 will be Martina Barcina, or Barcina Martinez. I had that name backwards, folks. Barcina Martinez in second right now. In lane 1, gaining some ground, is Jacqueline Zutiak. But it will be in lane number 6, and Sadie Anderson, who will capture the win here. And who will get second? It is close to call in lane 5, 7, and 8. Even lane 1 close, but who will get there first? I believe it will be in lane number 5. And no, it was in lane number 1. Jacqueline Zutiak, who ended up getting second place. And coming in third in lane number 3 was Nicole Godbout. But taking that win was Sadie Anderson, the Rod swim team in Saskatchewan. Into the 6th heat now in the 200-meter individual medley for the girls. Will be only 7 swimmers in this, as mentioned. And right now, close together is lane 5, lane 6 as well. The middle lanes always seem to be the closest at the start. The outside lanes right now, lane 1 and lane 8, are trailing behind. Lane 2 not occupied. But right now in lane number 5, with a powerful stroke to start things off, is Mika Tenkula. In lane number 6, right beside her, Ava Helgeson and Mika Tenkula of the Manta Swim Club. And for Mika Tenkula, she is 16 years old, the oldest swimmer in this heat, and proving right now that experience matters for herself anyways against these swimmers. But right behind her in lane number 6 is Ava Helgeson. Mika Tankula still leading. Tankula into her next 50 meters here, into her final 100 meters. Still out in front. In 4th place at this point is Michaela Kerr. But out in front still in lane 5 is Mika Tankula. In lane number 4 it is Kerr, who is in 2nd at this point. In 3rd it is Ava Helgeson. Right behind her, though, and gaining some good ground, is in lane 7 of Molly Hunt. It is looking like Mika Tankula of the Manta Swim team, the Manta Swim Club, having a great swim here in her heat, but she's got to finish strong here. Right behind her is Kerr. Can Kerr catch her? It is Tankula out in front. Tankula now picking up speed as she goes along here in her freestyle, and it looks like no one is going to catch her. And moving into 3rd now in that 7th lane is Molly Hunt. Still in 2nd is Kerr, but it will be Tankula. Mika Tankula, that is, who will take home the win in this 6th heat in these 200-meter individual medley prelims. Coming in 2nd was Molly Hunt, and in 3rd in lane 4 was Michaela Kerr. In lane number 7, coming in 2nd was Molly Hunt. Of course, in lane 5, finishing in 1st for this heat was Mika Tankula. Coming up into this next heat here, Abby DeBellin was a name that noticed quite a bit last time out. Another Pedroza coming up to race here. She will be in lane 1, and we are underway here. The 7th heat out of the 11 in this 200-meter individual medley for the girls. And very close right now in between these swimmers. In lane 1, Isadora Pedroza having a strong start, being on the outside. In 2nd right now, in lane 6, Abby DeBellin of the Seal Swim Club. And it will be Abby DeBellin who gets... No, it was Isadora Pedroza who gets to the wall first. She is on her way back now, but it is Abby DeBellin who is in 2nd right now. Into the backstroke portion of things. Right now in 3rd place, Olivia Kyer. But also looking like she's making a push for 3rd is in lane 5 of Hazel Clark. But right now, Isadora Pedroza very close to where the lane is cut off from lane 1 to lane 2, but doesn't matter much for her. She just keeps chugging along. Right now, it is Pedroza out in front through the first 100 meters. In 2nd, Hazel Clark in lane 5. And in 3rd, in lane 6, Abby DeBellin. This right here, I feel like on this variation, on this stroke in the 200-meter individual medley, this one could be make or break. So you do really good here. I mean, the front crawl is what I like to call it, but the freestyle stroke, you can be pretty quick on that. So if you can do it right here, keep your positioning into the last 50 meters, comes down to speed, and if you have that speed, you can potentially catch the person who might be in front of you or keep distance from the person that may be trying to catch you. But right now, speaking of, it's Abby DeBellin with a very strong performance in those 50 meters. She's coming down on the final 50 meters of this race, and it will be tough. Can Abby DeBellin keep it up? In lane 7, pushing, it's Workington. Also in lane 1, trying to catch up once again, it is Pedroza. Isadora Pedroza trying to catch up in lane 1, trying to keep her distance. In first is Abby DeBellin. Trying to catch her right beside her in lane 7 is going to be Workington. It's going to be close, but oh my, Abby DeBellin. A very strong last 100 meters for herself. And it will be Abby DeBellin who will take home the win there. And what an exciting heat in Heat 7. And we got much more to come here. Only 4 more heats in this event 1 of the Sask Winter Provincial Championships. And here, Ariana Arcaro was a swimmer that made a lot of noise back in well, folks, we went mute there for just a brief moment because we were sorting out our equipment. Lost a pair of headphones because they broke, but that's why you have spares, right? So we are back here. We never left, actually, but back here commentating, and it looks like this is the last 50 meters of this 8th heat. And right now, out in front is Katie Moon of the Manta Swim Club. In second is Quinn Snively. And Quinn Snively, really good. The last time we saw her in lane 8 there, not sure where she will finish, could potentially be top 3, is Anna Zhang. But right now, in lane number 1, it will be Katie Moon looking to finish strong, but Quinn Snively right on her tail. Who would it be? And it will be Katie Moon who ends up finishing in first. Quinn Snively in second. And in third, Ariel Patz in fourth. In lane number 8, Anna Zhang. And one thing that was cool while I was sorting out, trying to get the other set of headphones, the coaches up here talking to their swimmers, which is great that they get to get this type of feedback, and also just talking about their time. So great for these kids, these athletes, to be able to have that type of coaching right here in-house. But we do want to let you know that we are free to watch on every single platform, folks. ASTV Productions, always free to watch. If you are on Facebook, be sure to like and share. You can catch it on Facebook. All of the meets this weekend at ASTV Productions. Free to watch, like I said, and like I will continue to say, because that is something we want to push. Gives athletes an opportunity to watch themselves without pain. Makes it easier on scouts, on coaches, on everything. So be sure to share us. We do appreciate it because it does not only benefit the clubs involved, but it does benefit us as well when you share us. Trying to grow here some media. This is North America's fastest growing media as well. But we are into the 9th heat here in the girls 200 meter individual medley. And right now out in front, Caitlin Liu in the 4th lane. And taking a look at Caitlin Liu, she's a 14-year-old in this heat. The oldest swimmer in this heat is Lauren Witwicky, who is 18 years old, of the Manitoba Marlins Swim Club from Manitoba. And right now in lane number 7, Ellen Apres-Zenin making some good time. Looks like she may even come out of these first 100 meters with a good chance to set herself up nicely to potentially get first in this heat. Top 3 at least. But out in front right now, still it is Caitlin Liu. And in lane number 3, well, actually, in lane number 6, lane number 7, sorry, in Samantha Peace. Having a good performance. So Samantha Peace is in lane number 7. Taking a look at it right now. In lane number 4, it is Caitlin Liu, who is still out in front. But it will be Samantha Peace who will be in first place now. In second, Caitlin Liu has dropped to there. Madison Higgs in the 5th lane came off the wall in 3rd, but it is going to be a close one. Coming down here, it is Liu gaining some ground and even passing Samantha Peace. And it will be Caitlin Liu. She might have fallen behind for just a bit, but it looks like she may finish it off here with the W. And who will it be? Will it be Liu or Peace? And I think it will be Liu, and it is Liu. Caitlin Liu coming all the way from Ontario. 14-year-old. Sure, making her team proud with that first place finish here in this 9th heat. Coming in second was Samantha Peace in the 7th lane. Just couldn't quite finish it off. It was Liu with a strong last 50 meters in that freestyle stroke. We are into the 10th heat now. This will be the second last heat for this event. And 8 swimmers all into the pool now. And we're off here. And this time around, Apres-Zenin is in this heat. I did read the wrong heat last time. But it is lane 4 right now. Off to the fast start in Hallie West. And the West family, a very talented swimming family. I believe the mother participated in the Olympics. The father, Bo West, was up here with us back when we first came to Pan Am for our junior provincials back in February to color commentate with me. It would be great to have Bo here once again. So, Bo, if you are listening to this, would love to have you back on. So your insight you bring us here, or were bringing us, was very much appreciated. But it is his daughter, Hallie West, here, really dominating this heat. Might be the most dominant performance of the evening so far. Let's see how she finishes in these last 100 meters. Right now in second place in lane 3 is Ava Harros. But it is Hallie West who is still out in front by quite a bit. And I would say this is probably the most difficult stroke the whole race, and she still has distance on the rest of the swimmers. In second right now in lane 3 is Ava Harlos. And Ava Harlos coming from the Rod Swim Club in Saskatchewan. But look at this, Hallie West absolutely crushing this race and really in cruise control right now. She is going to come away with the win. Probably the most dominant performance of the day so far from any swimmer that we have seen. Looking to finish in second now is Ava Harlos from Saskatchewan. But also looking to push for second place is Apres-Zenin in lane 7 from the Manitoba Marlins. And who will get it? Will it be a Praise Zenon looking to make a push? No, it will be Ava Harlos in lane number 3, picking up second. And in third, a Praise Zenon. I mean, just looking at the times, just dominance is the word that comes to mind from that performance from Hallie West. Absolutely textbook. A swimmer who's only 13 years old. Very bright career ahead of her, you'd have to think. But going into the last heat now for the 200-meter prelims for the girls' 200-meter individual medley. And to start things off here, it looks like in lane number 5, it will be Melissa Adelman out in front. In lane number 4, right behind her, is Isabella Hari. But out in front right now in lane number 5 is Melissa Adelman. In second right now. It's tough to say, but I believe it is in lane 7. That is DeHallen Riffle. But still in the lead through these first 100 meters of this race is Melissa Adelman. Melissa Adelman looking to keep it going here through the next 100 meters in this final heat of the 200-meter girls individual medley. And right now in lane 5, it is still Adelman out in front. In second place, in lane number 2, coming off the wall, was Lily McKenzie. But it is in lane 5, Melissa Adelman still out in front. In lane number 4 now, Isabella Hari gaining some distance. Isabella Hari with a strong stroke here. Looks like she might actually pass Adelman. This will be an interesting last 500 meters. Who gets the better push off the wall? Who has the better stamina? 50. My apologies. Don't know where I got 500 from, but we will be having races longer later on here today. That is longer than 500 meters. But into the last 50 meters here. And it is in lane number 4, Isabella Hari. What a strong performance from this swimmer late in this heat. Adelman trying to catch up to her, giving it her all, but it is going to be Isabella Hari who will take the win here. Coming in at second, Melissa Adelman was within 100 to 150 meters where Isabella Hari really took control of this race down the stretch. And that will conclude, as you can see here, the time's up on the board. That concludes the girls' portion of the 200-meter individual medley event. Coming up next, the first out of 9 heats for the prelims for the boys' 200-meter individual medley. And we will only be seeing 3 swimmers in this event here coming up. taking that race, Jack Coots in lane number 4 of the U-Man swim team. Looks like in second, who will place there will be in lane 5, Ahmad Banani. And coming in third, and the third and final swimmer to finish will be Dev Sujith. So we got 8 more heats coming up in this event, the boys 200 meter individual medley. And then coming up later on, we will be seeing the mixed 100 meter breaststroke / 50 meter breaststroke multiclass. And I believe that will be a para-athlete event. But into the second heat now. It is Armstrong in the 7th lane out in front. In the 4th lane is Oliver Genist, who is gaining ground now. It looks like he may be in the lead in these first 50 meters of this race. But in the 7th lane, in second right now is Jordan Armstrong. Into the backstroke now, it is in lane number 4, Oliver Genist. And 3 swimmers here from the gold team. There are 6 swimmers in this event. And right now, out in front by quite a bit is Oliver Genist. Really pulled through in the first 50 meters to get in ahead. Or to get up ahead. And he's sitting nicely here, going into his last 100 meters of his heat. And also looking stronger as this race has gone along is in lane 5, Mateo Becerra. But in third right now, it's tough to tell, but I think it's either lane 1 or lane 7. In lane 1, and there actually isn't even a swimmer listed in lane 1, so I'm not too sure who is swimming in lane 1. But yeah, the Invisible Man, we'll call him that, even though you can see him on the screen. But really, another strong performance here, one of the strongest of the day so far from lane number 4 and Oliver Genist. And he's into his freestyle stroke of the race. Looks like no one is going to catch him. No chance of that. It's looking like second place. Looks like it's within the grasp of Mateo Becerra at this point. In lane number 7 is Jordan Armstrong, trying to keep in the top 3, but the unknown in lane 1. Wish I knew his name, but he's looking like he might finish this race in third. Strong finishes here from these swimmers. But in second, finishing there will be Mateo Becerra. And in lane 1, still have no idea who it is, but he finishes in third. And Jordan Armstrong in lane 7. After starting in the lead in this race, falls to 4th. So always is interesting to see which swimmers have that stamina that can hold them throughout these 200 meters that they got to swim for this event. And what will be a real stamina tester coming up later on in events 5 and 6 will be the girls' 1,500 meter freestyle event and event 6, which is the boys' 1,500 meter freestyle event. But into this third heat of 9 of the boys' 200 meter individual medley. We are set to go, and we are off. In lane 8, the last to come out of the water and start a stroke was Foster Forney. Right now, out in front, it's close to call, but it is Jacob Cameron in lane number 3. Alongside, I think in lane 5 actually, it might be Isaac Louie out in front. Both swimmers from the Gold Swim Club. 4 swimmers in this race from the Gold Swim Club. And it is Isaac Louie in the 5th lane, who wasn't first off the wall. In second off the wall, Jacob Cameron, but it looks like still so close within these swimmers. I think that Isaac Louie, from where I'm looking, has just a bit of an advantage. But that advantage going away, it is so tough to tell right now. But both of these swimmers setting themselves up to be 1 and 2 in this heat right now by the end of it. And right now, out in front in lane 5, it will still be in lane 3 actually, Jacob Cameron. Just ahead of Isaac Louie at this point. But it is Jacob Cameron, or Louie Isaac Louie out in front. And he's had a strong 50 meters here, heading into his last 50 meters. The question is posed, though, will Jacob Cameron be able to catch him? Those really the 2 swimmers have a good chance. Also in lane 2, Joseph Sheo. So all swimmers out in front right now in the Gold Swim Team. But it looks like it will be Jacob Cameron, or no, sorry, Isaac Louie that will take this one home. Looks like Jacob Cameron will be out in second to finish this race, but right behind him, gaining a bit of ground, is Joseph Sheo, and that was a lie. He is not gaining ground. Or he might be. It is so tough to tell because these swimmers do make it close on each other in the end, but it will be Isaac Louie finishing with the win here. Coming in at second, Jacob Cameron. And in third will be Joseph Sheo. Just want to give you all some notice that our producer wants to apologize. We do not have the best setup here in the stands at Pan Am Pool, where this pool is located. It is a bit of a tight squeeze up here, so we are going to correct it as this weekend goes along. Should be better by tomorrow, but we do apologize for the shaky camera here, folks. There's not an earthquake at Pan Am, don't worry. It is just unfortunate setup circumstances for us here. But we are into the 4th heat now in this 200-meter individual medley for the boys. And we are off. Swimmers into the pool now. Getting a good start out in front in lane 7 is Isaac Curry. Noah Campbell, a name that I recognize from the Manta Swim Club, in the 8th lane. Right now in front, taking the lead, is Landon Kennedy from the Gold Swim Team from Saskatchewan. And right now it is Landon Kennedy who is out in front. Trailing in second right now in the 7th lane is Isaac Curry of the Rod Swim Club in Saskatchewan as well. And right now it looks like it's close between Curry and Kennedy. Kennedy in the 4th lane, Curry in the 7th lane. Also making good time right now in that 1st lane is Soren Hansen. Soren Hansen from the Rod Swim Club as well in Saskatchewan. But out in front, taking the lead on the backstroke, and having a clear lead right now is Isaac Curry. But in these 50 meters, this is pretty important in this race. You can set yourself up nice for the final 50 meters. But it is Isaac Curry right now keeping his lead, keeping his distance, gaining quite a bit of distance on lane number 4 in Landon Kennedy. In third right now, it looks like that is Soren Hansen. It is the story of this heat, of this race right now. Isaac Curry, who is into his last 50 meters here. I don't think anyone will catch him. Hopefully I don't jinx him, because on his way back now is Landon Kennedy. Soren Hansen in the first lane right now. Looks like he's looking to gain ground there on Landon Kennedy. Is Landon Kennedy keeping a good distance? Looking out in lane number 3, it's Max Zale, who looks like he's having a strong finish to his swim here, to his heat. But in first, finishing way ahead of everyone, was Isaac Curry. In second, in that fourth lane, Landon Kennedy. In third, Soren Hansen. In fourth, Max Zale. And as we got the rest of the results here, we get set to go for our next heat. This heat not over yet. Lane number 8 in Noah Campbell will finish in last place. And what a time there from Isaac Curry, finishing under 240. The only swimmer to finish anywhere close to there, and the only swimmer to finish under 240 in terms of time in that heat. So congratulations to him on a strong performance. Into the fifth heat now for this boys 200 meter individual medley. And we are off. A lot of Manitoba swimmers in this heat. And right now in lanes number 2, 4, and 5, those are the top 3 to start off this race. And out in front to lead is Simon Chin. In second, in lane number 5, Ian Quinn. And in third, in lane number 4, Juan Cafiero. But right now out in front, it is Simon Chin of the UMann swim team. And for Chin, he is one of the oldest swimmers here in this heat. To clarify that, one of the oldest swimmers in this heat at 17 years old, along with Juan Cafiero, both 17 years old. But speaking of Juan, he is in lane number 4, still in top 3, but is in second. It is Simon Chin right now, leading the way. Ian Quinn of the Manitoba Marlins Swim Club in second place at this point. Can hear the coaching from the sidelines, the shouting, the swimmers. Powerful strokes through the water here. And Simon Chin really setting himself up nicely for these last 50 meters for himself. So he will go into the freestyle stroke of this individual medley to finish things off. Right now in the fourth lane, Juan Cafiero trying to make good time, but it looks like it will be, and it's almost a given that Simon Chin will finish this race in first, barring a miracle from Juan Cafiero. In lane number 7 right now, Adam Foster. Looks like he has a chance to move into third place potentially, depending on how he finishes. But in lane 1 right now, Jonah Brownson. Looks like he may take third, but it's looking like Adam Foster may take it for third. And will be Jonah Brownson finishing in second. Simon Chin finished in first. Brownson and Chin in the first two lanes. Chin was in the second lane. Juan Cafirio finishing in third. And finishing in fourth, Adam Foster in the seventh lane. We are moving into the sixth lane now out of the, not sixth lane, the sixth heat out of the 9 heats here for this second event of the night from the Pan Am pool. And these swimmers are off. Staying in the longer for the longest was lane number 8 in Alex Wang of the Manta Swim Club. Out in front right now looks to be in lane number 4 or 5. In lane 4 right now is Ben Lang. In lane number 5, Vizentin of the SEAL swim team. And it is Vizentin out in front, and Vizentin is a swimmer that was mentioned quite a bit in the Junior Provincial Championships back in February here on the network. He's into second place now. In first place, overtaking him, is Ben Lang of the Manta Swim Club. And in third place right now, in lane number 2, is Kieran Dick of the Gold Swim Club. But right now, out in front, the great performance so far is Ben Lang. And losing his steam just a bit here in the conclusion of those first 100 meters of this 200-meter race was Vizentin. It is lane 4, Ben Lang out in front by a good margin right now, a good distance. Vizentin in the top 3 at least. But I believe, yes, he is in second right now. It looks like Vizentin is. In lane 2, Kieran Dick still in top 3. In lane number 7, Nathan Mendoza of the Manitoba Marlins Swim Club. Looking to make his move into the top 3 potentially. But on the way back now, it is Ben Lang, followed by lane number 2 in Kieran Dick. But ahead of him now, it's going to be close between Dick and Vizentin for that second spot. Who wants it more? Looks like Lang will get first. That's a given. But who will it be for second? Vizentin or Dick? Vizentin or Dick? Who will it be? It looks like it may be Mr. Dick. Kieran Dick finishing in second in the second lane. Vizentin, even though he didn't get first or second, able to finish in the top 3 of this race. Manitoba Swim Club's being represented nicely in this race in the top 3. Vizentin and Lang, both from swim clubs in Manitoba. Want to mention once again that ASTV Productions, we are free to watch. Unlike other streaming services where you may have to pay a fee, you don't have to pay a fee for ASTV to watch our coverage of whether it be swim meets like you're watching right now, hockey games, football games, you name the sport. Whatever sport we cover, it is free to watch. Like us and share us on Facebook as well at ASTV Productions. Or if you want to find out more about us, visit us on our website at either astvproductions.com or at amateursports.tv. Either one of those works, it brings you to the same place. Yeah, if you want to check out our TV shows, the other broadcasts that we do here, it's all free to watch, like I said, so check us out on our website. And if you do have Facebook, please like and share to spread our name. But we are in to this 7 heat now, so we'll have 2 more heats in this 200-meter individual medley coming up. But right now, out in front, lane 4, Ty Unrow. And Ty Unrow is a very strong swimmer from the last time when we saw him. And for Ty, he finished with the best time coming in. He is a 17-year-old. along with Nathan Vaughn from the Gold Saskatchewan swim team. They're the two 17-year-olds in this 15, 16, and 17-year-olds competing in this heat. Ty Enro out in front in lane number 4. In lane number 6 right now, Devin Lusk. Also saw a lot of him the last time out. But looks like Devin Lusk gaining some good ground here on Unro. Will be an interesting finish. As Unro a bit ahead right now. But the distance is not the farthest for Unro on the swimmers that are trailing him right now. In the 6th lane, Devin Lusk in second. Trying to gain some ground on him and on first. In lane number 3 is Haleko. In lane 1 as well, making a strong push in the finish, is Ben Stewart. And Ben Stewart making a really strong finish, a really strong push here to finish. And he will finish in second, but it will be Ty Unro finishing in first for the Manitoba Marlins Swim Club. Natty Bauserman for the Manitoba Marlins Swim Club as well, a name that talked so much about last time, finishing in 5th in that 2nd lane. And as you can see there, finishing in 3rd was Martin Haleko in the 3rd lane. Into the 8th heat now. A look at it. Don't really recognize any of the swimmers here. I do recognize Mahinder Singh, though, in lane 2. These swimmers are ready to get set, and they're off. Close to tell right now. Close to call who is in first. Believe it is in lane number 4 at this point, who has been a really strong performance from the swimmers in that lane today. Sam Chisholm from Ontario, the TBT Swim Club. And he is going to start off in first. Tanner Sanders of the Manitoba Marlins Swim Club in second right now. He is in the 3rd lane. He might pass Chisholm here on the way, but Chisholm able to keep a slight advantage on him. A lot of these swimmers neck and neck. One of the closest swims so far in the first 100 meters. Might have been in line with that, but it has been pretty close so far. Getting a strong push off the wall, Sam Chisholm. For Sam Chisholm, he's being trailed right now by Tanner Sanders. It is looking in lane number 6. Nolan Messier moving into second place in this race. But right now it is Sam Chisholm who is gaining an advantage now down the stretch here in the 50 meters coming up before the final 50 meters of this race. It looks like it will be Sam Chisholm who will have a chance to finish this off in front with no pressure really. He just needs to keep up his pace. It'll be good enough for him to get there. Have to think to get first right now. All the other swimmers trying to catch Chisholm. In the 6th lane, Nolan Messier out in second now. In third is Tanner Sanders. But in lane 1, also making a good push, is Ian Guinness. And it will be Sam Chisholm taking home the win. Looks like it will be Nolan Messier coming in at third. Ian Guinness came in at second. And for Tanner Sanders, he comes in outside of the top 3 after this race at number 4 in this heat. Gotta be so disappointing for these swimmers when they start off so strong, maybe in the lead. Sure, you must be happy to still finish your race, but finish outside of the top 3 has to be a bit disappointing, especially when you started in the top 3. It comes down to that stamina who has it at the end to go the distance. The swimmers who have been winning tonight have proven that. It's been two races, or one race in particular. I can't remember off the top of my head anymore what one exactly it was, but it came down to the stamina at the end for one of the swimmers, and he or she, I forget if it was the girls or the boys races, she was able to take it, or he was able to take it. Not if it was a girl or a boy. We're into the 9th and final heat now of these prelims. Braden Stacy out in front in lane number 1. Followed coming off the wall by Bez Rexa. And Bez Rexa in lane 4 right now is in second place, slightly trailing behind lane 1's Braden Stacy. Right now in lane number 8 in Aiden Dickinson. He is out in third, but it looks like lane 1 right now is going to keep up the strong swimming here in the first 100 meters. And Braden Stacy coming down on the final 100, though. This gets a bit tougher. Can Stacy keep it up, or will we see some magic from one of the swimmers behind? Not far behind him in lane number 4 is Bez Rexa. And Bez Rexa gaining some distance now on Stacy. This will be a very tight, interesting finish indeed. It looks here, just looking at the lines in the pool to kind of mark where these swimmers are at as they're racing. It does look to be that Bez Rexa has been able to take the lead, overtaking Braden Stacy for that number 1 spot. And it will be close between these swimmers here. Who has a better freestyle stroke to finish it off in this final heat of the prelims for the boys 200 meter individual medley. And look at that, finishing off strong. It's going to be Bez Rexa. Looks like Braden Stacy will get second here, but not so fast in lane 3. Andrew Raheem. Looks like he's going to take second place. What a performance in the end here for lane number 3 and Andrew Raheem. And finishing in third will be Braden Stacy. He doesn't fall out of the top 3, but could not hold his lead at the end there in those final 100 meters. So that will conclude the boys 200 meter individual medley event. We're now moving into the third event, and it will be the mixed 100 LC meter breaststroke / 50 meter breaststroke multi-class. Coming up here, I'm not too sure how this works, but I assume they'll be going 3 turns in this race. And will be interesting. We'll just sit back and take it all in of how this will work here, folks. I believe these are the para athletes that are swimming in this race, in these heats. There's only 2 heats here. These are both prelims for this event. After this, we got 5 more heats in total left, but they are going to be long ones. 1,500 meter freestyles to end things off. Producer might lose his back, he's saying, and he's not excited for these 1,500 meter races. Should be interesting, though. But we are off for these races here. Great to hear the encouragement. I know you can't hear it back at home, but hearing the athletes and whatever, like whoever the coaches may be for these kids, these athletes, to hear them giving their encouragement from outside of the water, really nice to hear that passion. But if I'm a swimmer sometimes, there is a lot going on. Could be a bit of a distraction. I'm not too sure. Would have to ask a swimmer about that. But definitely an interesting race here so far. Swimmers are pretty spread out. It is in lane 4 right now of Zhang, who is out in front. And lane 4 comes from Saskatchewan. It is Leo Zhang, who is racing for this team in this event. Be another heat coming up after. Is Leo Zhang out in front right now. In second, lane number 5 beside him in Tyson Jacob. In lane number 7 over there is Morga Cathcart, who is in this race. She actually comes from... Wow, so this is interesting. Very interesting indeed. 2 swimmers in this event in lane 5, Tyson Jacob, and in lane number 2 of Océane Balduc. These swimmers come from Quebec. And in the 7th lane, Morga Cathcart comes from Alberta. SBPS is her abbreviated team name. Yeah, I have 2 swimmers from Saskatchewan here, and in fact, the swimmer from Saskatchewan in the lead here in lane number 4 in Zhang. But Zhang finishes with the win. Coming in at second in lane number 5 will be Tyson Jacob from Quebec. We did go black screen for a moment there, folks. Had a bit of a hiccup technically, but you can see the screen once again, which is good. But we're looking at 2 swimmers that still need to finish. We're looking at lane 6 in Lily Rich, and in lane number 2 of Océane Balduc. Will be Balduc in the 2nd lane, who I believe will finish this heat in last. And finishing ahead will be Lily Rich. Yeah, placing in top 3 is lanes 4, 5, and 7. Zhang in first in lane 4. In lane 5, Jacob was in second. Lane 7 was Cathcart, finished in third. Rich in lane 6, finishing in 4th. In 5th, it will be Balduc, lane 2. And not too sure who finished 6th, but that is the first of the event 3 heats that have gone. Got one more of these, and then we're gearing up for our long one. It'll be a marathon. If marathon is ever a term that could be used in swimming, well, I think for the 1,500 meter freestyle event, that does fit the description quite a bit. But yeah, as we got some downtime, waiting for the swimmers to get set and ready to go once again for the next heat. It's actually lane 3 who finished in 4th, apparently. But, of course, as said before already, I'll say it again. ASTV Productions, free to watch on anywhere you watch us. Be sure to check us out on our website at astvproductions.com or amateursports.tv. Either one of those, you type them in, it'll take you to the same place. You can check out all of our sports shows, as we have a place where you can do that on our website. Our broadcast as well. Some other cool features on our website. Yeah, be sure to check out our shows here, where we interview some of the best amateur sports athletes here in North America, sometimes reaching out to the U.S. But we are back here, well, not back here, but back to commentating this swim. And right now, giving her in lane number 5 is Pereira of the PSSC swim team. And that is the Parastorm team from Manitoba. Three Parastorm teams competing in this event right now. And it's a pretty close race so far for the Parastorm Manitoba Swim Club. Is Pereira out in front. Trailing behind him in second. In lane number 6 is R. Saint Germain, making a good push into third place potentially here. It's in lane 1 of Ali Deal. But out in front right now, still leading from the Parastorm. And he will end up getting the win. And that will be Pereira. Now looking at it, so these swimmers in this event, they would only go there and back once, which does make sense. And as we await for this heat to end, in lane number 4, looking to finish off his race is from Quebec, CNQ in Quebec, is Eddie Boutin. And credit to these athletes here to be able to complete an event, to complete a swim with having just a disadvantage, really, when it comes to it physically. I mean, this isn't easy stuff to do. So, you know, full credit to these swimmers, no matter where they place in events like this, to be able to finish off the race. I'm sure whoever his family is for Boutin, I'm sure they are proud of him, along with all the other swimmers that swam here. This was a mixed event, so there were boys and girls swimming in it. And that is going to do it for the 100-meter mixed breaststroke event. Well, we're into the big one here now, folks. 1,500-meter freestyle race. And this will be very interesting. So, doing my math right here, these swimmers are going to go there and back 15 times. Right. So let me pull out my calculator, because I'm not a human calculator. It's going to be, looking at it, I'm just trying to figure this out. So it will be 30 times these swimmers will be turning. So this will be a marathon, to say the least. Happy to bring it here. This is the second last event of the night. ASTV will be here all weekend long, tomorrow morning, and into the night events as well. Saturday morning and in the night as well as on Sunday the morning and in the night as well. But we got a lot to determine here in this first heat of 3 of this girls 1,500 meter freestyle event. Out in front right now in the first 100 meters, in lane number 7, is going to be Jamie Puhalski of the Manta Swim team. For the Manta Swim Club, they got 6 swimmers in this heat. There's also a Manitoba Marlin swimmer in lane number 3. And there's a laser swimmer in lane number 2, Sydney Peace from Saskatchewan. But out in front right now, for the first 100 meters, it's going to be Jamie Puhalski. Gaining some good distance on her for that first place spot in this heat early on is in lane number 5 of Ava Thompson. But it will be Jamie Puhalski who is still out in front here to start things off. 150 meters gone here in this race out of the 1500. These swimmers gotta race. Gotta swim, we'll put it that way. As Jamie Puhalski is out in front by just a bit. In third place right now in lane number 4 is Olivia Sampson. But through the first 200 meters, this freestyle event is Jamie Puhalski who is out in front. In second still is Ava Thompson, but gaining some distance on her from when this race started is Olivia Sampson. It will be interesting to see, the swimmers out in front right now. Will they be able to keep their stamina, their pace up as this race goes along? But it is back Jamie Puhalski out in front still. And it looks like it is the gap between first and second is closing just a bit. Lane number 5 consisting of Ava Thompson swimming there. Olivia Sampson in third place as well. And Jamie Puhalski still with a good lead here. But will be interesting to see, like I said, as this race goes along. A swimmer like Puhalski, will she end up staying in first and even in the top 3? She has had a strong start to her race so far here in this heat. As you can see here, in second still, in lane number 5 is Ava Thompson. Following her in third place in lane number 4 is Olivia Sampson. It's still Jamie Puhalski out in front. And there is still a lot of race left. We are not even close to halfway there. Is Puhalski out in front still. Good distance. In last place, not sure how good you guys can see her, but it is Bridget Sage. Will be interesting to see what she does. I mean, you are on the outside lane. You can hear your coach is pretty good. She does have a coach there. But, I mean, it might be tough to know. I'm not too sure who she sees out in front of her, because she probably, I assume she can see lane 7 coming back now, who is the leader in Puhalski. But will be interesting. There's a lot of race left. I mean, Bridget Sage looks like she's given it quite a bit. But will she have a second gear, even a third or a fourth gear to give as this race goes along? One swimmer that has been looking good as this race has been going along is in lane 1 in Hannah Zhang. And looks like she is going to be moving into the top 3 here for the time being. Which I think there might be an error, because I believe she is 4th. Says she was 3rd up there on the board at the time of her turn, but it's still Puhalski out in front. A girl that has been keeping good distance with her has been in lane number 5 in Ava Thompson. But looks like for third place right now, it is in lane number 4 in Olivia Sampson. Hannah Zhang is in the top 4 right now at this point. And in lane number 3, Katie Dillon. Ooh, it is interesting. These swimmers right now, from the 5th to 3rd position, what do they have left in the tank here? There is quite a bit of race going on. That has to be on the finish still. An announcement having something to do with lane 5, could not quite hear it. But it is Puhowski still out in front. Taking a look. Lane number 5 occupied by Ava Thompson. She is still in second. In lane number 4, Olivia Sampson in third. Looks like there hasn't been much change in the top 3 at this point in the race. Still quite a bit of race left to go here. And we do want to apologize, folks. I have lost track of the laps. Like how many more laps these swimmers have to go, but it has to be a while here until it does end. Because just looking at it, the best times coming in, yeah, we are far from over. Because right now we're ending at about just under 7:45 in terms of minutes. The best seat time coming in was from Olivia Sampson, who ended up racing 18 minutes 22.92 seconds coming into this as her seat time. So there is, if that is any indication of things, it does still indicate that we are quite a ways away from the end of this thing. But it's looking like right now in first place is still Jamie Puhowski. Ava Thompson in the 5th lane seems like she is so close to Puhowski for that first place spot. It is now gaining on her is going to be Ava Thompson. And Ava Thompson continuing her race here strongly. And she is moved into first place. In second in lane 7 is going to be Jamie Puhowski. Still in last. Can't see the board up right now, but it is Bridget Sage who is in last place still. Lane number 3, and who is in third place, it is Katie Dillon. In lane number 6, Petra Kozegi in 4th, coming back, and Hannah Zhang in 5th coming back. But looking at the 2 leaders right now, it is Ava Thompson in lane number 5, Jamie Puhowski in lane number 7. Puhowski is in second at this point. She started off this race in first. So Ava Thompson, as this race has been going along, might be a bit of a stronger swimmer by just a bit, just based off of this heat. It's tough for me to tell because this is my first time seeing both of these swimmers race, but it's mostly all Manitoba swimmers except for the second lane and Sydney Peace, who's from the Laser Swim Club in Saskatchewan. It is Ava Thompson who is out in front by just a bit. So it is close between her and Puhowski. It is Ava Thompson with just a bit of an advantage here. Just a bit ahead of Puhowski is Olivia Sampson in the 4th lane. Right now, in third. In the 3rd lane, Katie Dillon is in 4th at this point. But looking at it on the board, as it is showing Jamie Puhowski in second still. Ava Thompson became the new leader just a bit ago. Out in first place still. It will be, if I had to guess, I mean, just seeing what we've seen so far, Puhowski and Thompson coming down for the finish to see who will finish first. But also don't count out Olivia Sampson in that fourth lane, who for Sampson coming in ended up having the best seed time. So could be a case where Olivia Sampson has a lot to give in the tank to end things off. And the top four have now seemed like they've formed, as in fifth place now in lane one is Hannah Zhang. Way ahead of her for fourth place is in that third lane in Katie Dillon. But right now it is Ava Thompson still out in front. Looks like we did have the time freeze up just a bit. But we have Katie Dillon out in fourth. Out in third right now is Olivia Sampson. Olivia Sampson way below her time, as well as all these swimmers here in this meet right now. At this point, but Olivia Sampson, you got to be thinking from the Manta Swim Club, what type of distance does this girl have as this race comes to its conclusion? Right now, we have seen a change in terms of first to second, and it is so close here, folks. I think she's gained a bit of an advantage back, but coming back off the wall, it had on the board Puhowski out in front over Thompson. Will be interesting to see here. We'll get an updated ranking where these swimmers are at. But it looks like Thompson will be out in front once again. Jamie Puhowski back out in second, but not far behind Thompson at all. On her way back from the starting point now is Olivia Sampson. And Olivia Sampson, just looking at the time, she has about 8 seconds better than Katie Dillon, who's in fourth at this point. You can see here, there's quite a bit of a distance. It's just, can Olivia Sampson finish this off strong? As it does feel like the race at least be coming to an end quite soon. Probably have a bit more left to go here, but is Ava Thompson out in front, but just a bit on Jamie Puhowski. And for Ava Thompson, Ava Thompson out in front. What I meant to say was Olivia Sampson. For her, doesn't look like she's really gotten tired. And that is what is impressive. You swim this stroke, these girls, they train almost every day, it seems like, as well as all the swimmers here, but just, it sounds terrifying going 1,500 meters, having to keep it up. For myself, honestly, I don't know if I can make it, to be honest, but 1,500? I know our producer said he couldn't, so apparently he can't swim. I did know that, but folks, we are looking here like we got Ava Thompson still out in front, not by much. She is still out in front on Jamie Puhowski, who is in the 7th lane, who is in second, was in first for most of this race. Then Ava Thompson has just really been consistent, along with Puhowski. Olivia Sampson in the 4th lane has been consistent as well. And it does look like she has gotten a bit closer. She's going to need a good push off and turn off this wall here. is going to want to better her chances, of course. She had the best seed time coming in. In fourth place right now is Katie Dillon. And for Hannah Zhang throughout this race in lane 1, just checking up on her, she has fallen into 7th place. It's been a tough go for her to keep up. I believe Bridget Sash still out in last place as well. It just seems like, and for the swimmers in the middle portion, like the 4th and 5th lane especially, it must be so frustrating because you feel like you may be getting closer if you are Olivia Sampson. But it just seems like Ava Thompson, who is out in front still, and Jamie Puhowski, just a bit too much to catch right now. But we'll see the determination from Olivia Sampson. Will she pull something special here? Will she pull off something special to win this race as she came in with the best seed time? And taking a look at Ava Thompson, I mean, she's no slouch herself, coming in with 18 minutes and 26 seconds right on the dot coming in. For Jamie Puhowski, 18 minutes 46.52 seconds coming in. So Sampson had the best time coming in, but I believe with the cowbell going, this would be considered the last lap. So will it be Ava Thompson who will finish this one off strong? She's had a very strong swim to this point. It does not look like Olivia Sampson will place higher than 3rd at this point, barring something special to happen. And coming down the stretch here, and these swimmers really giving it now. And I think this is the last lap. The last 50 meters of this race. Giving it her all is Thompson. Right behind her, but slowly losing her pace on her is Puhowski in the 7th lane. Olivia Sampson way behind in the 4th lane. Who's it going to be? Puhowski looks like she's having a strong finish, but will it be Thompson finishing this race strong? And it will be Ava Thompson coming away with the win here in the finals in this first out of 3 heats. So this was our first finals heat of the day, everybody. And what a finish there. Top 3 swimmers here in this heat in terms of best times. You can see it here on the board, I'm pretty sure. It was Ava Thompson finishing in first from the Manta Swim Club, followed by Jamie Puhowski in second. She was in the 7th lane. And Olivia Thompson in the 4th lane, finishing in 3rd. All swimmers being from the Manta Swim Club. And majority of, well, a huge majority of this heat right here was made up of Manta Swim Club swimmers. Only one Manitoba Marlins swimmer was in there. We are coming in here to the second heat of the girls' 1,500 meter freestyle event. And there will be, still got to finish this heat actually. It was Bridget Sage coming in 8th. And congratulations to all those swimmers for finishing the way they were able to. And for Bridget Sage, I mean, finished with the worst time coming in. She finished with just over 20 minutes and 8.83 seconds. She came in with a seed time of 19 minutes, 37.97 seconds. But, you know, take it home with her and see if she can do better next time around, if she does swim this event once again next time around. But we're now into the boys 1500 meter freestyle event. And it is interesting to see that they are alternating, because it started off with the girls and now we're going into boys. It's usually always been, once we've been here at Pan Am, when we have done these events, that would be girls go first and then boys go first. But, you know, we're on to some entertaining swimming here, as we have been all evening long. We've been in for a treat here from a broadcasting standpoint. You know that the folks at home must be enjoying this as well. And right now, to start this off, in lane number 4, Sergianis out in front. This is the first 100 meters of this race. And it will be from the Rod Swim Club in Saskatchewan. Matthew Sergianis out in front, 18-year-old. He is one of the oldest swimmers in this heat. And he is an 18-year-old along with another 18-year-old in Nikola Zayak. But out in front to start things off is Sergianis. And also, folks, if you do hear me butcher your child's name throughout this weekend, you can come find us up here in the stands here at Pan Am Pool if you are listening in from here. Please tell me how to correct the pronunciation of the name if I do butcher it. Because if I do butcher the last names here, I'm not trying to. Just the way I read sometimes. But, yeah, if there is a problem with me pronouncing your kid's name and you are watching, feel free to send us a message on our social media, or if you're here at Pan Am Pool, come on down to the where we're broadcasting, and we'll get that sorted out. But looking at it, it is Sergianis who is out in front right now in lane number 4. In lane number 5, trailing him, is Eric Dupree from Manta Swim Club. All Manta Swim Club swimmers in this heat, except for the 3rd and 4th lane, as they are the rod swim team from the Saskatchewan, province of Saskatchewan. And for Matthew Sergianis, he comes into this heat with the best time by just a bit. Pretty small in terms of the distance between him and the second best time coming in, with 16 minutes and 41.46 seconds. The second best time coming in was Eric Dupree from Manta Swim Club, 16-year-old, with 16 minutes, 42.35 seconds. Right here in this race right now, it is in lane 4, Sergianis out in front. In lane number 5, it is Eric Dupree. Right now, taking a look at the bottom feeders of this group, I guess we could call it that. In lane number 7, in Nikola Zayak and Joe Sumner, they are in last place. Zayak in the 7th lane, Sumner in the 8th lane. But taking a look at our leaders now, it is lane number 5, who does have an advantage now by just a bit, in Eric Dupree. But oh, look who took it right back, was Sergianis. This is going to be a tight race between these two, it seems, throughout the stretch. Much like we saw from Ava Thompson, who was in the 5th lane, and Jamie Puhowski in the 7th lane from the most previous race. They were pretty much neck and neck the whole race, except for a few parts. But looking at this, neck and neck right now, Sergianis and Dupree. Sergianis with a bit more reach in front of him right now. So, it is tough to tell, though, when these swimmers are so close to see. We'll get a better look once these two swimmers come back. But the battle for 3rd right now between Ben Stewart of the Rod Swim Team from Saskatchewan, and in the 6th lane of Miles McTavish from the Manta Swim Club. And right now it does look like, getting a better look at it now, by just a bit, it is Eric Dupree who is out in front. But maintaining his pace with him is Sergianis. And for Sergianis, he would love to repeat as the quickest time. It's interesting. These two, as mentioned, Sergianis and Dupree, had the best 2 sea times coming in. The only 2 swimmers to finish under 17 minutes. So, just proves that maybe these two in a class of their own. But it is Eric Dupree right now who is gaining a bit more of an advantage. A bit more distance, although it's not much. On Sergianis. Push off the wall and turn, always important. Both swimmers almost matching each other there, it seemed. But it is Eric Dupree who looks like he's gaining a bit more distance now on Sergianis. Does Sergianis have that extra gear to give? He'll need it here if he wants to beat Dupree, because Dupree, he's been in one heck of a rhythm. Not saying Sergianis hasn't, but he's just been swimming away. And look at that performance from Dupree right now. Dupree really strong as this race has gone along. We got quite a bit of time left before this race ends, though. Once the cowbell sounds, even though I'm sure you can't hear it at home, if you can, it's very faint, but once that sounds, we'll let you know, and that'll mean we're in the last 100 meters of the race. Tough to keep track, honestly, with the amount of time left in this race in terms of meters, but it is Dupree who has, gained quite a bit of a distance here. Guess it's the commentator's curse for Sergianis right now, as I said. These two seem like they'd be neck and neck the whole way down, but there's something about Dupree. He's just distanced himself here. You can see here, looks pretty routine for him. I'm not sure. If we get Bo on tomorrow, I'd love for Bo to just break down some of the different techniques that these swimmers have with their front crawl, because it seems like, obviously you want the stroke, like your freestyle stroke, to, you think like maybe it would look the same on potentially everybody, but there are some that are a bit rough around the edges. Some have a very smooth one, and some have pretty unorthodox strokes. So but yeah, just looking at it here, it is Dupree. If he can maintain this type of pace throughout the whole race to end things off, I mean, he's dreaming at this point. He's looking good. But we will be looking at the leaderboard now. It is Sergianis in second place, still by quite a bit. And really, like these sea times, even though these swimmers were very close in terms of their sea times coming in, if you want to really break it down, as mentioned before, these swimmers really, besides Sergianis and Dupree, who Dupree is leading in that fifth lane, besides these swimmers, like, the times aren't really close. But this is the finals, the first heat of the finals. But we're here. Yeah. But folks, I have been saying it quite a bit, but I do want to say it again, and I know that you would like me to probably call this race and sound a bit more into it, which I am. It's just such a long race, and There is quite a big gap, so I'm going to continue to plug away the fact that ASTV Productions, we are free to watch. So if you want to check us out, we're absolutely almost everywhere on social media. We're on Instagram at ASTV Productions. We don't broadcast there. We broadcast through our Facebook at ASTV Productions, as well as on our Twitter at Amateur Sports TV. Those are the big ones. But like I was saying, we are on Facebook as well, ASTV Productions. You can catch the swim meets, the broadcast for the swimming on there, along with everything else that we broadcast, hockey games, any other sports, TV shows as well that we do, as well as on Twitter and also on our website at astvproductions.com, as well as on amateursports.tv is our website. Go check it out there. There's a lot of cool features that you can check out, and we are free to watch, so tell your family and friends if you do want to watch some of the best amateur sports coverage here in North America. Well, ASTV Productions is that place. Instead of some places may want you to pay a fee, like it's pay-per-view, but ASTV, we don't do that. Everything we watch is free to watch. What we do is for the athletes, and all of our footage stays up forever afterwards. So since this is live right now, it's going to stay up afterwards forever, anywhere you can watch it. And also want to thank Brian and Pascal of Swim Manitoba for helping us out here, accommodating for us, really showing us the best way to set up our equipment, and just being really supportive of what they want to see here from us, giving us the tools to do our job. We thank them, and we hope to be doing these swim meets for not only this year, this weekend, but for more years to come. Getting back into the race now. So you can see here on the screen, so our camera has been following along. It is still Eric Dupree out in front, and he is in first place. He's out in front by quite a bit, and really was not paying attention to what was happening, but it does look like Sergianis has fallen quite a bit behind in terms of time on Dupree. He's still way ahead of the other swimmers, like Miles McTavish. But right now, as like on the board, Eric Dupree coming in at 12:35. He's coming back. Like, it's quite a bit of a gap there. So we'll get the time for Sergianis here coming up, but Eric Dupree, honestly did not recognize the name here coming in. I don't remember calling his name at the Junior Provincials back in February. But he's definitely left his mark in this race here tonight in this finals of this 1,500 meter heat. Of course, for Dupree, what is also impressive is he is one of the younger swimmers in this group. The youngest swimmer in lane 8 is Joe Sumner. But for Eric Dupree, Sumner is 15 years old. Dupree is one of 4 16-year-olds. So, not too sure when his birthday is exactly, when his birth date is, but to be in one of the youngest categories in this heat here, perform the way he's been performing, just the way he performed coming in, to have the seat time he did, and is looking really sharp, really good today. You got to be very pleased with his performance. And your Sergianis, I mean, even though you have fallen behind by quite a bit, and you probably won't get back to where you were for the first part of this race, I mean, just to know that if you keep up what you're doing, being able to see the swimmers out in front of him, knowing what distance he has between himself and the other swimmers, I mean, this guy, he's got to be happy with his result, even though he doesn't get, the potential to get first. He still has a chance to very well finish top 2. Just has to keep it up. But for Eric Dupree, he has been the story in this race. Absolutely phenomenal race from him here today in this heat. Welcome back, folks. We are just having some technical difficulties. We think we got them sorted out now. We're looking at the racers here, and as you can see, it's not on the board, we don't have it up, but Eric Dupree from lane 5 ended up finishing in first, and by quite a bit. He finished at 16 minutes 29.01 seconds. For Sergianis, he finished at 17 minutes 8 seconds 17 minutes 8.29 seconds. You can see here coming down the stretch in lane 1, it's going to be swimmer from Manta finishing in 7th, finishing in 6th there. Yes, finishing in 5th. Yeah, finishing in 6th will be lane 1. As we come back here, you can see here, Joe Sumner in the 8th lane will be finishing last in this race. We'll go on over to lane number 7 and Nicola Ziak. And Nicola will finish here in 7th in this race. And as we can see here, Joe Sumner as well. And I'm taking over for camera duties here to help out as we are setting some stuff up right now, so bear with me if my camera work isn't the best. As you can see there, the leaderboards in the right top of your screen, and we will be going on to the next race here. Is the girls 1500 meter freestyle heat 2. And right now, out in front, it looks to be in lane number 8 in Lexi Oliver of the Manta Swim Club. In second at this point in lane number 5 is going to be Miriam Gardano. You see here coming down the stretch. And on her way back to start things off here in first is going to be Lexi Oliver. In second off the wall, Miriam Gardano in that 5th lane. In that 4th lane, making some ground on Gardano, is going to be Jada Dickinson. Also in that 6th lane, in the top 4 right now, or in that 7th lane in the top 4, is Clara Gellhorn. But in first place right now, the farthest lane from the camera is in lane 8, Lexi Oliver. And Lexi Oliver on her way back now. Looking at the distance, she has some pretty good distance here to start off this race between her and the rest of the swimmers, but it is only the first 100 meters that have been raced so far. But it is Lexi Oliver of the Manta Swim Club who is out in front. In 4th right now, or in the 4th lane, in second, is Jada Dickinson. Right behind her, but slowly losing her grasp on being neck and neck for that 2nd place spot, is Miriam Gardano. On her way back now, as you can see here, is Lexi Oliver. In second right now, in lane number 4, is Jada Dickinson. Gardano behind her in 3rd. In 4th place right now is the 7th lane, occupied by Clara Gellhorn. And we will get the other swimmers in here. In the 1st lane, Mila Masco is in about 5th place right now. And in 6th place, in that 6th lane, is Amanda Hay. But coming back now, as you can see, It is Lexi Oliver with not many swimmers that have a chance to be able to catch her at this point if she's able to keep it up. Really, no swimmers will be able to catch her if she is able to keep this pace up and this distance. But she is in first by a long shot at this point. In second, really establishing herself as the second place swimmer so far early on in this heat, is none other than Jada Dickinson. On their way back now. In second at this point is Jada Dickinson. In third place is in the fifth lane of Miriam Gardano. But it is, the story of this race has been Lexi Oliver in the eighth lane, and it's not often you see the swimmers in the outside lanes being able to not only be in the lead, but to have as big of a lead as Lexi has on the rest of the field right now out of these other 5 swimmers that she's racing against. You gotta think. And obviously no disrespect to the other swimmers that have been swimming here in the outside lanes that, you know, haven't done as good, but we've seen in those rare moments where the outside lanes, they've been able to take first sometimes, even get into the top 3. Just proves how talented these swimmers are on the outside lanes when they are able to do that. But there's a lot of swimming to be done here to finish things off here on the first day of the Sask Provincial Winter Swim Championships, brought to you by ASTV Productions. We'll be broadcasting all the meets this weekend. Going to be here early tomorrow, Friday, as well as going to be here for the night sessions tomorrow night as well as the morning sessions and the night sessions on Saturday and Sunday as well. But it is still Lexi Oliver out in front. Taking a look at the rest of the swimmers here. Looks like in the fourth lane, Jada Dickinson has a good chance of finishing this race in second. But we'll take a look at their times here. And if these times are actually any indication, these swimmers right here, well, not as fast as the first heat before them for the girls, as the girl with the best time coming in was Jada Dickinson, finishing at 19 minutes 38.62 seconds. She was the only swimmer before coming into this heat that was able to finish under 20 minutes. So there's quite a bit of swimming left to be done here for sure in this heat. Coming up, we got one more finals heat for the girls, as well as one more boys heat coming up for the finals in the 1500 meter freestyle. And it was a lot noisier here earlier on in the evening, but I guess with the night, with the event today, this meet coming to an end very soon, the athletes and swimmers and just coaches and fans have been clearing out, but should be a packed house tomorrow. I mean, you'd like to think there's going to be a lot of people here Maybe not so much in the morning, but in the nighttime for sure, as well as all the meets coming up on the Saturday and Sundays that we got coming up. But right now, looking at this race, it is Lexi Oliver who is out in front by quite a bit. I feel like I've been repeating that a lot, but she just keeps chugging along there in first, and she's really been impressive in this race, I do gotta say. But coming in at second right now, who isn't second, is Jada Dickinson. Came in with the best time before in terms of the seat time. But coming in at third, I believe right now, is Miriam Gardano. Lexi getting some words of encouragement from her coach and her teammates on the side there. They got their noisemakers banging. Alright, it is Lexi Oliver in front right now. Jada Dickinson in second place. Clara Gellhorn in third place from the past swim team in Saskatchewan. And for Clara Gellhorn, very impressive. Like, this swimmer coming in is 13 years old. The youngest swimmer next to her, I mean, there's two 13-year-olds in this, but the next oldest would be 15-year-olds, then 16-year-olds, then 17-year-olds. Lexi Oliver coming in with no time recorded, so that is maybe a reason why she is placed on the outside. But she's 16 years old. But looking at Clara Gellhorn, I mean, Clara Gellhorn, out of 7 racers right now, in 5th. Or Clara Gellhorn, as I should say. Just impressive to see these 13-year-olds, these younger kids from the rest of the pack competing for sure. And Lexi Oliver, of course, the leader in this race. Clara Gellhorn right now in 5th place. But in the 5th lane, Miriam Gardano. Looking at Miriam Gardano, she came in with one of the best times coming in. She is 17 years old, the oldest swimmer out of this group. In lane number 1, Mila Masco of the past swim team. So, yeah, looking at it, the two swimmers from the past swim team from Saskatchewan, both 13-year-olds. Oh, it is interesting that they are competing with these 15, 16, 17-year-olds. But taking a look at it right now, and up in 3rd place is Miriam Gardano. Dickinson in 2nd place at this point. For Jada Dickinson, looks like she's in full control of that 2nd place spot at this point. And for Lexi Oliver, it will be interesting to see, like, will she start overlapping some of the swimmers that have been falling behind as this race has gone along. But yeah, I harp on it a lot in this, but for Lexi Oliver, I mean, to be placed on the outside, no one really knew what, like, obviously, I'm sure she was known. Like, being from Manta, I'm sure that her coaches have nothing but high praise for her. But to come in and to do what she's been doing in the outside lane on the 8th lane, which a lot of swimmers don't like being on the outside, would rather be in the middle. For her to have this type of performance and to see that she might be able to overlap the other swimmers at this point, that's just remarkable to me, at least from a broadcasting standpoint. But looking at the top three, it hasn't changed. It's still Lexi Oliver in first, Jada Dickinson in the fourth lane in second, and Miriam Gardano in the fifth lane in third. Clara Gellhorn in the seventh lane, still in fifth place. Mila Masco in the first lane, she's in fourth place. And for Mila, this swimmer, another 13-year-old, her and Clara, both from the past swim team in Saskatchewan. Can hear the coaches here continuing to holler out instructions. Not sure Lexi really needs it. She has been on an absolute tear here, but always nice to see that these coaches want a bit more out of their swimmers, even when they're ahead by as much as they are. And also good on these coaches for getting in Lexi's head and saying, hey, keep it up. Like the thinking has to be like, yeah, you are out in front, but maybe you take your foot off the gas, I guess. You use that term just a bit. You get a bit comfortable out there, and then, who knows, maybe there could be a huge comeback. But Lexi is out in front by quite a bit. Yeah, we'll be probably hearing more of her coaches continue to be on her to continue going, giving it her all as this race concludes. It looks like we got 2 more races left to finish off the day. 2 more heats, 1 more girls heat, 1 more boys heat. So stay tuned for that. Right now, Lexi getting a lot of voices calling out to her from outside the pool. And for Jada Dickinson, looks like she's making some moves here late in this swim meet, in this heat here, in the first swim meet of the weekend. Taking a look at her time, she's only 4 seconds. Oh, that was Miriam Gardano. My apologies, folks. I am getting a bit confused here. A lot going on. But just know Lexi Oliver is out in front. Jada Dickinson, I believe, is in second. Miriam Gardano out in fifth. Or out in the fifth lane in third. It is Miriam Gardano who is in third. Jada Dickinson here, not too sure where she is at. We'll see here in just a moment with the scoreboard when it updates. But yeah, she is in second. Taking a look at the time here, she's at 16:41.64 seconds. 16 minutes. But taking a look at what's going to be happening, pretty sure that set in stone who will be finishing in top 3 in this race will be Lexi Oliver, who looks like she is way out in control, way out ahead in first. In second place right now, Jada Dickinson. I'm not sure why her time isn't showing up on the board here, because it shows she is in second, but Miriam Gardano is in that top 3 as well. Clara Gellhorn, I believe, is still in that top 5. I believe Mila Masco might be just a bit ahead of her. As we get the cowbell going, we're into the final stretch here, the final 100 meters of this for the leader in the 1500 meter for Lexi Oliver. More cowbell going there as well. But for Lexi, she's in her last 100 meters here. Just looking to finish it off strong. There's a teammate or someone walking down the line with Lexi, hollering at her. The words of encouragement, "You got this, let's go," is what she's saying. Lexi Oliver, she's got the first sealed up, but want to finish strong here as well. Don't want to coast it in. And she's still giving it her all. But it also looks effortless as well. And what a swim there from Lexi Oliver. And for Jada Dickinson coming down here, the stretch. Looks like she will finish in second. In third, it will be Miriam Gardano. Finish in third. It was actually Mila Masco who finished in. Oh, she's still doing her race. Yes, Gardano will finish in third here. Now, in terms of who will finish coming up here, Gardano still has more swimming to do, but Jada Dickinson is finished her heat. We'll just have to wait and see what happens here. But coming down the stretch here, Mila Masco, 13-year-old, looks to be finishing strong here. Will she crack third? And she does just that. Congratulations to Mila Masco, 13-year-old, for finishing in third place. Miriam Gardano finishes in fourth place, not third, like I was saying before, but in fourth place. And also finishing in the top 5, even though there are 6 swimmers, will be Clara Gellhorn, who, as a 13-year-old, will get that 5th place spot. And coming down here in the 6th lane is 6th place, Amanda Hay. And Amanda Hay coming down here in that 6th lane, looking to finish it off here strongly. And she will finish, touches the wall, and that'll do it for this heat. We got 2 more to go here, folks. Not sure who will be seen first. Will they go over to the boys again? It looks to be that way. Ah, I see. Okay, there is some clarification. So this last heat coming up, this is the last heat of the night, I believe. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be combining the last girls' heat, which was going to be Heat 3, into this race, along with the boys' Heat 2 in Event 6. So they will be swimming together here. So obviously competing for, not against girls and boys, but having girls and boys in the pool at the same time, even though it's not a mixed event. Swim Manitoba, the organizers of this event, deciding to do it that way, to finish things off. And we're going to see another West girl here, Maya West, who for Maya West, she was on our broadcast last time out. We'll also be seeing Ava Harlos from Saskatchewan. Maya West will be from Manitoba, from the Manitoba Swim Club. And I do apologize for that fourth lane. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. I might try, but I don't want to be disrespectful at the same time. But so we got a 13-year-old here who is going to be swimming in lane 4. In lane number 3 and lane number 2, West and Harlos are both 15-year-olds. There is one more swimmer on the sheet here, but I'm not sure if she will be attending this one. It is Annabelle Coleman of the Rod Saskatchewan swim team. In lane 4, Tori is her first name. She's from the TBT Ontario Swim Club. None of these girls coming in have times recorded. The highest time recorded coming in terms of the sea time, in terms of the best, is Lucas Keln from the Gold Saskatchewan team. 19 minutes and 9.69 seconds. We are set to get going here. A bit confusing. I'm not sure what is going on with the board here, folks. There's only 3 swimmers listed, but we are off here in this last heat of the night. A combined girls and boys heat here in the 1,500 meter freestyle. Out front to start off, it's none other than Maya West. Out in front, we do have some more names here, so we're going to have Jonathan Arndt in lane 7, Lucas Kelm in lane 6, and Moaz Kassim in lane 8. Tori for the TBT Ontario Swim Club in lane 4, of course. And from Maya West, I mean, heard a rumor, I'm not sure how true it was, but an Olympic hopeful, apparently, for her future. Only at 15 years old, a lot of time to continue growing as a swimmer. And she is living up to everything that we've been hearing about her from behind the scenes so far. I have to go back to that broadcast that I had Mayan friend on. I'm drawing so many blanks here, but would have to go back to see what her favorite stroke to do is. I think she might have said she is a fan of this type of race, and she's looking very comfortable out there so far. But in second place right now, it's either in lane 3 or in lane number 6. Lane 3 occupied by Ava Harlos. Lane number 6 occupied by Lucas Kelm, and Kelm having the best recorded time coming in. He is in third at this point. Ava Harlos in second in lane 3. There's been all Maya West here so far. It's not on your screen right now, but she's way out in front. But in the third lane, Ava Harlos looking to stay in that second position. It will be interesting to see how they will determine this in terms of if say, out of the girls, I mean, say Maya West wins, and she comes first place out of all of the competitors in this heat, including the boys. But then, say, for example, Ava Harlos ends up finishing in, like, 4th out of all of the swimmers, but 2nd out of the girls. It'll be interesting to see. I assume they do it this way, that they would deem her 2nd out of the girls because it is a timed event. She would have the 2nd best time out of the girls at that point. But we will have to wait and see. And hey, the girls so far are doing very good. They are top 2 at this point with Maya West and Ava Harlos. In 3rd, the boy with the best time so far, Jonathan Arndt. He is in lane number 7. But it is Maya West who is out in front at this point. A very good time so far. Of course, she has no time recorded coming in. But all the hype about her, from what I've been hearing, she's lived up to it so far. In 2nd place right now, Ava Harlos. In the 3rd lane, in 2nd. Moaz Kassim in that 8th lane is in 3rd right now. But keeping pace with him, and even doing a bit better than him right now, is Jonathan Arndt. Lucas Kellen with the best time coming in, or Lucas Kelm with the best time coming in. Out of any swimmer that was recorded in terms of the seed time. Looks like he's placed about 5th right now. And in last place is in the 4th lane, we'll just call her Tori, from the TBT team in Ontario. But it is Maya West so far who is dominating this heat. The last heat of the first meet in the Sask Winter Provincial Championships here from the Pan Am Pool. I've been your play-by-play commentator throughout this whole broadcast, Graham Forsyth. I will be on play-by-play for all the times we do play-by-play this weekend here from the Pan Am Pool. Of course, want to give thanks once again to Swim Manitoba for helping us out, and helping us out with where we were going to set up as a broadcasting crew, in Brian and Pascal from there. Special thanks to all the viewers that have tuned into tonight's swim meet as well. We got plenty of more swimming for you swimming fanatics as this weekend goes along. And yeah, it's just been great to watch this fine talent here from not only Manitoba, but from Saskatchewan as well, from places like Ontario, even a name from Alberta here, and some swimmers from Quebec. So swimmers from all across the country coming down to Sask to swim and to race it out in their respective races. But this is Maya West right now, and she has been the leader from the very start of this heat. Very impressive performance from her. In 2nd right now, it is Ava Harlos, who is in the 3rd lane. So the top 2 leaders in this heat right now are both girls. In 3rd, it's Jonathan Arndt, who is 3rd place right now, followed by Moaz Kassim, who is in the 8th lane, Arndt in the 7th lane, Lucas Kelm in 5th place in the 6th lane, and Tori from TBT in Ontario is in last place up until this point. And I am back on camera now, folks. I was on camera for a short period of time briefly just a while ago. Producer and owner Glenn Munford just talking some business right now of how we can get our setup potentially better here for our broadcasting. As you can see here on the screen, she is not the leader, but she is in 2nd place. That is Ava Harlos, and she comes from the Rod swimming team in Saskatchewan. And she is in third lane. She is in second right now. Of course, as you can see here, the leader of this race, Maya West, and Harlos is in second. Just look at the amount of distance that she's created between herself and second place. Just a fantastic performance here from Maya West. And yeah, Ava Harlos having a good performance as well. Looking at Ava. So she's a 15-year-old as well. I believe this is probably the 15-year-old final. There's a 13-year-old in here as well, so maybe she qualified in and aged up. Not too sure, but Tori in lane 4. Not sure what it is, but her being 2 years younger could potentially have something to do with it, being a 13-year-old. But right now, in this 1,500 meter race, it is Maya West out in front in lane 2. Ava Harlos in second, and Jonathan Arndt in the 7th lane is in 3rd place. And it is Jonathan Arndt in the 7th lane, of course, in 3rd place. Looks like he is gaining distance on Ava Harlos for 2nd spot in this heat. We're in that 9-minute mark now, within that 9-minute mark in this race. And yeah, Jonathan Arndt has closed the distance between himself and Ava Harlos just a bit. But it is Maya West, who I don't think she will be caught in this race, barring something catastrophic happening, because she's come to swim today. And this has been the only time that I believe I've seen her swim. But it is Ava Harlos still in 2nd place. In 3rd place, it's Jonathan Arndt. For Jonathan Arndt, still has some ground to make up, but he's been getting stronger and stronger as this swim meet has continued. In that 3rd lane, Ava Harlos keeping her distance, at least trying to herself and Jonathan Arndt. Taking a look at the 6th lane here, and that is Lucas Kelm. He's in 4th place right now. He is ahead of Moaz Kassim. But Jonathan Arndt, still in 3rd place, is right now. Looks like it's going to be close in terms of who is going to end up getting 2nd place. In that 3rd lane still. In that 3rd lane, still in 2nd, it's Ava Harlos. And my apologies, folks, for being a bit silent here. You know, it might not seem this way, but it's tough when people are talking around you. I have a bunch of people talking about a bunch of different stuff. So I'm going to hope to give you guys a lot better, a lot more words here to end off this broadcast. But yeah, I mean, Maya West has been the story of this race here tonight in this final heat of this first meet. Of course, Ava Harlos has been very good as well in this race. as well as Jonathan Arndt. And it is Ava Harlos 3 seconds ahead at this point, just over 3 seconds ahead of Jonathan Arndt. And it will definitely be these three going in the top three. Maya West, I think, has first locked up unless she, like I said, something catastrophic happens. But, yeah, Ava Harlos, if she can continue her pace throughout this race on Jonathan Arndt, she could potentially be getting second here in this entire heat. And for Lucas Keln, coming in with the best time. Bo West told me this last time out, and these times can be deceiving. I'm not too sure what the times are like for Sask in terms of when these swimmers last swam, but I'm not too sure like if these times are exactly accurate from like within the last year. Could also be just speaking gibberish right now, but it's besides the point. Kellen coming in with the best time out of all the swimmers, but could be a bit deceiving as West, Harlos, Tori in the fourth lane, and Jonathan Arndt, or Moaz Kassem did not have, they had NT, which means no time recorded. But, yeah, we are, seems like we must be getting down to the nitty-gritty here in this race, in this heat. Once that cowbell goes, it will signal the last 100 meters for that swimmer. But right now, in third lane, on her way back to where she started now is Ava Harlos. Jonathan Arndt as well, still just over 3 seconds behind Ava Harlos. So Jonathan Arndt in the seventh lane will have to find another gear here if he wants to place higher than third. Definitely be happy with it. But checking in on our last place swimmer right here. She's just under 15 seconds at this point in her heat. It's Tori in that fourth lane. Ava Harlos still in second. Jonathan Arndt still in third. He's in the seventh lane. Let's catch up on Keln in that sixth lane. It's like he's ahead of Moaz Kassem. Moaz Kassem in that eighth lane. Lucas Keln in fourth place at this point. So things getting a bit more clear here. In the final stages of this 1,500 meter freestyle, and credit to Ava Harlos, she has really been closing in here on Maya West. Hopefully I did not jinx Maya West, but Maya West gonna potentially have to find another gear here. Okay, so I keep getting confused. I just got note that Maya West is in fact way ahead of Ava Harlos. So yeah, Maya West, nothing really to worry about right now if she's able to keep up her pace. But it is Maya West who has been like I said, the story of this race. In third place right now is, or in the third lane in third place, Ava Harlos. She is in second. In third is Jonathan Arndt. Maya West. Not sure if that's her coaches, but coach is really getting into it here on the sideline, on the side of the pool. And it will be Maya West finishing with a time of 17 minutes, 29.96 seconds. What a performance there from her. She finished way ahead of everyone else. She is done before any of the other swimmers. Will be finishing their heat. And it will be interesting to see the finish here for top three. Will it be Ava Harlos or Jonathan Arndt, who aren't in the 7th lane? Harlos in the 3rd lane, and here they go to finish it off here. It looks like Harlos may have a step, but it's looking good for Arndt as well. Oh, these swimmers neck and neck here for the final lap. Talking about, yeah, it's close to call here, folks. What's going to be happening between Arndt and Harlos? Will be Ava Harlos getting second. Who will it be? And it will be Jonathan Arndt edging out Ava Harlos for 2nd spot. So those are the top three. 3 swimmers still need to be finished. They need to finish up to swim. And in lane number 4, Tori from the TBT swim team in Ontario. Still has a ways to go before she is finished. I believe she'd be coming up on her last 50 meters here. But finishing in 4th place, Lucas Kelm in lane 6. And finishing in 5th will be Moaz Kassim. And in our final lap of the night here, of the evening in this first meet, it will be Tori from the TBT swim team in Ontario. 13-year-old. Great experience for her swimming against this older competition. Even though she finished last, being able to finish, always a silver lining you got to take out if you weren't able to get disqualified. She did not, and she will finish in 6th. There was no time for her coming in. Yeah. So yeah, just to clarify that, she finished 6th overall, but she will be finishing 3rd place throughout the girls. So what happened here was Maya West finished 1st in the whole entire race. She ended up finishing 1st out of the girls. Ava Harlos finished 3rd place in total. She will finish 2nd out of the girls. And Tori from the TBT Ontario swim team finishing 6th in total, 3rd out of the girls. For Jonathan Arndt, he finished in 2nd place, 1st for the boys. In 6th place, or not in 6th place, in the 6th lane was Lucas Kelm. He ended up finishing in 4th place, finishing 2nd out of the boys. And in 5th place, finishing his race, was Moaz Kassim. 3rd out of the boys, 5th in total. So that's going to wrap it up here for the first swim meet of the Sask Winter Provincial Championships from the Pan Am Pool, the 2022 Sask Winter Provincial Championships. We'll be back here to broadcast more of the Sask Provincial Swimming Championships tomorrow morning and in the evening tomorrow as well. So if you have nothing else better to do on your Friday, why not tune into some fantastic swimming, watching some talented swimmers here on ASTV Productions. We'll have the coverage for you guys not only tomorrow, but on Saturday and Sunday as well. Special thanks to everyone who watched tonight. Special thanks to everyone who watched. It's been Graham Forsyth here on Play-by-Play, trying to close this out until tomorrow morning, folks. We'll see you then. Have a good one.